Alright, let's dive into the latest buzz around Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. Right now, there's this vibe coming from the team that they're not rushing to lock down Parsons with a new contract. Reports indicate that the Cowboys are waiting until training camp to really push for an extension. That kind of approach makes you wonder if they truly understand the urgency of the situation. Because when you've got a player like Parsons, one of the league's most dynamic defenders, you want to make sure he's locked in and feeling valued. Instead, the front office seems content to let the clock tick while the offseason stretches on, which is a risky game considering the kind of numbers Parsons is set to command. Jeremy Fowler from ESPN put it pretty plainly. This is a slow period. For teams with vacations and downtime, and deals often get pushed to late August or early September. That's been the pattern for the Cowboys with players like Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. But here's the kicker waiting this long might come. At a price. Every month that ticks by without a deal is money and cap space slipping through their fingers. The Cowboys have a history of dragging their feet on key contracts, and that strategy has cost them before. You see it with Dak. You see it with other key players. It's not smart business to put these things off until the 11th hour. Urgency and priority are critical in negotiations like this. If your best players feel like they're an afterthought, it can send a bad message, and in today's NFL, talent walks quickly if it feels undervalued. Right now, Parsons is enjoying some downtime somewhere in the Mediterranean, apparently near Sardinia, which is a far cry from the pressure cooker of contract talks. While everyone deserves a break, it's hard to buy into the idea that this extended pause is actually beneficial. You don't want to be that boss who takes off on vacation, leaving crucial deals unfinished. That's the kind of behavior that can come back to bite you when training camp opens, and suddenly you have to scramble to get things done. The Cowboys need to show some urgency here, because Parsons isn't just any player, he's entering his prime and is set to become the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history whenever he signs. That's a massive milestone and a big investment for Dallas, but one that makes sense given his impact on the field. This year alone, we've seen record-breaking deals for defensive players. Justin Jefferson reset the bar for wide receivers, but on the defensive side, names like Max Crosby, Denico Autry, Myles Garrett, and Jamar Chase have pushed average yearly values north of $35 million. TJ Watt's deal looms as another benchmark. He's in the conversation for the highest average per year and guaranteed money, and that plays directly into what Parsons' deal will look like. Guaranteed money is a sticking point because it's what really shows how committed a team is long term. And it seems like Watt's contract status is one reason why his own extension hasn't materialized yet. Parsons' situation is unique though, because he's younger and in his prime, which means he deserves top dollar and a deal that reflects his value for years to come. While Parsons' contract drama is grabbing headlines, the Cowboys are juggling other important negotiations as well. Tyler Smith, one of the league's premier guards, is eligible for an extension, but that deal is also tangled up in timing issues. The team has the option to pick up his fifth-year option, which gives them some breathing room. But the looming contract of Trey Smith with the Kansas City Chiefs is setting the market for what Tyler might expect. Trey Smith is currently on the franchise tag, earning around $23 million for 1 year, which is an odd situation because franchise tags can distort the market. He's technically a guard, but the tag covers all offensive linemen, including tackles, so he's getting paid tackle money. This makes Tyler Smith's extension a bit trickier, as the Cowboys need to align their offer with what Trey Smith ends up getting. The expectation is that once Trey Smith signs his deal, Tyler Smith will follow as the next highest paid guard in the league. If the Cowboys want to keep him, they have to pay him accordingly, because you can't claim to have one of the best guards in football and then not compensate him at that level. It's a business and the market dictates the price. That said, it's also possible that the Tyler Smith deal could stretch into next offseason, much like Parsons' situation. These negotiations often get pushed back for various reasons, waiting on other deals managing cap space, or simply wanting to gather more information before committing big money. Given the leverage Tyler has with the fifth-year option and his standing among guards, the Cowboys don't seem pressed to rush things, which could be both a blessing and a curse. Moving on from the offensive line, another interesting storyline revolves around Stefon Gilmore, a veteran cornerback who remains a free agent. Gilmore has made it clear that he still wants to play this upcoming season, but he's being selective about the situation. He's not looking to sign just anywhere or for the veteran minimum. Instead, he's weighing factors like role-playing time and chances to compete for a championship. Gilmore isn't interested in being a depth player or just contributing on special teams. He wants meaningful snaps and ideally a team with a real shot at winning. That means he's waiting to see how cornerback rosters shake out across the league, watching for injuries or openings that could create the perfect fit. The Cowboys are a team that could pique Gilmore's interest given their defensive needs. But it's not a given. He might prefer a better contender or a situation where he feels fully valued. There's a lot of uncertainty with him right now, and both sides seem to be in wait-and-see mode. The hope is that by early August, as rosters start to take shape, the picture will become clearer, and Gilmore will find a team that fits his criteria. From a strategic standpoint, adding a player of Gilmore's caliber could significantly bolster a team's secondary and improve quarterback protection. His experience and skill set would be a valuable asset, especially if the current cornerback depth is questionable. The key for Gilmore is balancing his desire to play with finding the right opportunity. As these contract sagas unfold, it's clear the Cowboys are facing a summer filled with big decisions, from the defensive star Parsons to the offensive anchor. Tyler Smith and the potential veteran boost from Gilmore, the team's roster construction and salary cap management are on full display. The way these negotiations play out will impact not only the upcoming season, but also the Cowboys' trajectory for years ahead. It's a delicate balancing act. You want to reward your top talent and keep your core intact, but you also have to manage the financial realities of the NFL's salary cap. Every move counts, and the pressure is mounting for Dallas to get it right before the season kicks off. Continuing with unfolding contract drama surrounding the Dallas Cowboys, the complexities only deepen as the offseason progresses. While Micah Parsons remains the headline figure, the ripple effects across the roster and the cap are undeniable. The prolonged delay in finalizing Parsons' extension leaves open questions about the front office's strategy and its implications for team chemistry and future planning. This isn't just a simple contract holdout. It's a situation where the organization is weighing patience against urgency, trying to balance fiscal responsibility with the imperative of securing one of the NFL's most electrifying defenders. One of the more nuanced aspects of this situation is the psychological impact on Parsons and the locker room. When a player of his caliber is left in limbo, it can create an undercurrent of uncertainty. Parsons is in his prime, and players at that stage expect to be recognized and rewarded promptly. Waiting until training camp to seriously engage in contract talks risks sending mixed signals not just to Parsons, but to the rest of the team about how Dallas values its stars. The NFL is a league where momentum and morale are crucial. If a superstar feels undervalued or sidelined in negotiations, it could affect performance or at worst lead to unrest within the squad. This tension is magnified by the competitive nature of the league and the increasing financial stakes tied to top-tier players. Parsons isn't just any player. His blend of speed, strength, and football IQ makes him a game changer on defense. Locking him down is critical for the Cowboys' defensive identity and long-term success. When you consider that his eventual contract will likely surpass historic marks for non-quarterbacks, it underscores the magnitude of what Dallas is dealing with. The franchise must navigate this carefully to avoid a drawn-out stalemate that could jeopardize both Parsons' commitment and the team's defensive cohesion. Meanwhile, the team's management faces the ongoing challenge of balancing the salary cap. NFL contracts have become highly strategic, with guaranteed money signing bonuses and incentives playing huge roles in structuring deals. The Cowboys' hesitance might stem partly from trying to preserve cap flexibility, especially given the number of key players needing extensions or new deals. But there's a fine line between fiscal prudence and losing momentum in negotiations. The market for elite defensive players is fierce, and if the Cowboys appear slow to act, they risk Parsons exploring alternatives or holding out, which could have broader ramifications. As for Tyler Smith, the discussion around his contract is another example of how interconnected NFL negotiations can be. The benchmark set by Trey Smith's franchise tag deal adds complexity to the Cowboys' approach. Since the franchise tag covers all offensive linemen, Trey's one-year payout at over $23 million forces teams to reconsider what they're willing to pay guards in the long term. Tyler Smith's performance and standing among the league's best guards mean the Cowboys must be prepared to match or exceed that valuation to keep him. Yet the timing of Trey Smith's deal and the Cowboys' desire to see how the market settles might be why Tyler's extension isn't happening this offseason. This domino effect is a perfect illustration of how the NFL's financial landscape impacts roster building. Every big deal sets a precedent that influences other contracts, creating a chain reaction. Teams constantly monitor these benchmarks to ensure they're competitive in retaining talent without overspending. The Cowboys are no exception, and their handling of Tyler Smith's situation will be telling. If they wait too long or offer terms perceived as insufficient, they risk losing a critical piece of their offensive line, which is foundational to protecting Dak Prescott and establishing a solid run game. In the background of these big-name negotiations is the quieter but equally important matter of role players and veterans like Stefon Gilmore. His free agent status and selective approach to signing reflect a broader trend among veteran players who want to maximize their opportunities in the twilight of their careers. Gilmore's desire for meaningful playing time and a chance to compete for a championship rather than settling for a minimal role speaks volumes about his mindset and the realities veterans face in today's NFL. The fact that he hasn't jumped at the first offer indicates he's carefully weighing his options, looking for the best fit both competitively and financially. Teams interested in Gilmore must balance their roster needs with salary cap constraints, while convincing him that their cornerback situation offers enough opportunity. For Dallas, Gilmore could be a valuable addition if the price and timing align, especially considering the uncertainty surrounding their current cornerbacks. His experience and skill set would bolster the secondary, but it's a question of whether the Cowboys can present a compelling enough offer. At the same time, Gilmore's reluctance to sign early might be a strategic move, allowing him to assess how the offseason shakes out, including injuries and roster changes league-wide. The dynamic surrounding Gilmore also highlights the broader NFL ecosystem where veterans, younger players, salary caps, and timing intertwine. The offseason is a chess game where every move has consequences down the line. Teams must project not only talent, but also financial viability and roster balance, ensuring they're competitive in the present while planning for the future. Dallas finds itself at a crossroads, needing to solidify its core while navigating a salary cap that leaves little room for error. These contract talks, especially involving top-tier players, are as much about business strategy as they are about football. While the media spotlight remains on Parsons, the Cowboys front office is juggling multiple priorities. There's a balancing act between showing loyalty to star players and maintaining flexibility to address other roster needs. The franchise's past patterns of waiting until the last minute to sign key players may reflect a calculated approach, but it carries risks. Delaying contracts can unsettle players and fans alike, raising questions about the team's commitment and stability. With the NFL's ever-increasing financial stakes, the margin for error is slim, and every decision is magnified. The ongoing negotiations also bring to light the evolving nature of NFL contracts, which have grown more complex and tailored over time. Teams now employ sophisticated financial models to structure deals that balance upfront payments, incentives, and guarantees. Players and their agents demand contracts that protect them from injury and reward performance, while teams aim to maintain cap health. In Parsons' case, the size of the deal will likely make headlines not just for the amount, but for the structure. How the Cowboys handle this could set a precedent for future deals with their core players. Similarly, the Tyler Smith situation will test Dallas's ability to manage these intricate negotiations amid shifting market conditions. The franchise must gauge how much to invest in their offensive line without compromising their ability to improve other areas of the roster. Offensive linemen are crucial, but their contracts often come with nuanced details that require careful handling to avoid cap pitfalls. Tyler's extension will be a benchmark for how the Cowboys value interior linemen, and the timing could reflect their broader contract strategy. Adding Stefon Gilmore into the mix further complicates the Cowboys' offseason. Veteran signings can provide immediate impact, but must be balanced against the need to develop younger talent and maintain financial flexibility. Gilmore's decision to hold out for the right situation means Dallas has to be patient and strategic if they want to bring him aboard. The team's cornerback depth and defensive scheme will influence their approach, as will the competitive landscape of the NFC East and the league at large. As training camp approaches, the pressure will mount on the Cowboys to finalize these key contracts. The coaching staff and players will want clarity on the roster to focus on preparation and chemistry. Unresolved contract issues can be distractions, so it's in everyone's interest to see these matters settled promptly. The organization's handling of these negotiations will be a telling sign of their priorities and commitment to winning. Ultimately, the Cowboys' offseason is a microcosm of the modern NFL, a complex dance of talent management, financial strategy, and timing. Micah Parsons, Tyler Smith, and Stefon Gilmore represent different facets of this process, each with unique challenges and opportunities. The way Dallas navigates these will shape not only their 2025 season, but their trajectory for years to come. The stakes are high and the clock is ticking. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The silence coming out of the Cowboys front office might be louder than any statement right now, as the latest NFL whispers suggest that star linebacker Micah Parsons is at odds with the Dallas brass, and it could have serious consequences for the franchise's future. According to reports swirling around team insiders and social media chatter, Parsons has allegedly voiced dissatisfaction with the Cowboys management, in recent weeks potentially going so far as to request a trade. While no official statement has been made by either party, the rumor mill is spinning fast, and the possibility of Dallas losing its defensive cornerstone is sending shockwaves through the league. Parsons, one of the league's most dominant defensive forces since being drafted in 2021, has been the heart of Dan Quinn's unit and a fan favorite in Arlington. But rumblings suggest that frustration has been building behind the scenes, possibly related to contract negotiations, a lack of playoff success, or internal disagreements with the direction of the team. Sources close to the situation hint at a growing tension between the linebacker and the Cowboys' leadership, with some suggesting that Parsons has begun exploring options outside of Dallas. While still under contract, his leverage as a generational talent gives him significant influence. If the reports are true and Parsons is indeed pushing for an exit, it could trigger a league-wide bidding war not seen since the likes of Khalil Mack's departure from Oakland. Fans and analysts alike are left wondering what went wrong. Could this be a strategic leak to pressure management, a negotiating tactic? Or is the relationship between Parsons and the Cowboys truly fractured? Until something concrete surfaces, it remains speculation. But in the NFL, where smoke often signals fire, all eyes will be on Dallas. Is this just off-season noise or the beginning of a blockbuster move? One thing's for sure, if Parsons is indeed looking for the door, the Cowboys could be facing a storm far more turbulent than any Sunday on the field. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.